Hello everyone and welcome aboard the home of the Hype Train and its dedicated football team, Hype Train FC. Week 7 of the 2021-2 season has come around really quickly, with the team in second round action in the Berks and Bucks FA Sunday Trophy against Division 4 rivals Reading United on Sunday the 24th of October 2021 down at our home ground at Calcot Recreation Ground. This is the second round of the Cup, which is a competition for all teams outside the top divisions of the Sunday League system within the local counties, and it's a follow-up to the team's 3-0 win against Bass FC, which was the team's most competitive fixture to date. Wearing our red Kitlocker power-up stripped for the occasion, we lined up with Jack Roche in between the sticks and a back four ahead of the shot stopper that saw Stuart Stannard, Callum Gibbons, Chris Marshall and Collins Akemchi line up for Roche's protection. In midfield, Gino Izzo and George Holloway were holding in the middle of the park, whilst the team had width in the form of Jamie Carter and Danny Setiowan, whilst in attack Phil Newport was playing off Leon Mannion up top. We had a full roster of substitutes to choose from for the game, with Vincent van Lembergen joined by Owen Jones, Scott Terry, Paul Hatfield and Danny Basden. Ahead of kickoff, if you follow the team, don't forget to hit the like button as well as subscribing to the channel for more action from the train, and you can also find out more about the club by visiting our main website hypetrainfc.com and by visiting our parent website over at thehypetrain.co.uk for more from the Hype Train. We start the game from right to left in red, and we start here when we clear our defensive lines. Danny Setiowan has the ball and plays it forward in behind the Reading defence. Leon is running forward and has a one-on-one opportunity with his defender. He sets the ball, takes it round him, pokes a shot and it's just wide of the post. Next we have a Collins Akemchi throw-in on the right hand side. Collins has the ball and he eventually throws it down the line. There's a run in behind, but Reading try to clear their lines. Danny picks it up in midfield. He plays the ball all the way across to Jamie Carter. Carter sets it and takes a speculative shot. He draws a save, but it's nothing too pressuring. Now down our right hand side again, Reading have a throw in and they work the channels well. The ball's worked into a central area until you're about to see Gino Izzo have a really awful tackle done against him by Kane Page in midfield. Their midfielder gets a yellow, they're protesting it's not a foul. It's lucky it wasn't a red. From that set piece here, as you can see, the wind is absolutely brutal in the first 20 minutes and Chris's free kick goes to the edge of the box. We win it again with Reading's player missing the ball and Collins puts the ball back into an area. Reading's defender flicks it on for Danny Setiowan to flick into the box. Leon's at hand 6 yards out. He pokes in a header and the team take a good 1-0 lead. Reading had one against them with Kane in the first few minutes, and perhaps we should have seen yellow here. Callum Gibbons is a high foot. It's gone through their player, but the referee doesn't even give a foul. It was a foul. Now it's Reading's opportunity here to work us down the left-hand side. They have some patient interplay as they eventually win a free kick down the left channel. The resulting set piece has an opportunity for a shot to be flashed across the box. It's lofted and it goes over and the team escape a bit of a scare. We're still in the first 15 minutes of the game here, and from that resulting set piece, Jack has an opportunity to kick it long. He puts Reading on their back heels and Leon wins the header. The ball eventually comes back out as we work the middle channel again. Leon strides on at goal, he's got 3 to aim at. The Reading player takes him out from behind and we win a free kick from about 20 yards out. After a lengthy pause, as we checked on Leon, Phil Newport stands over the ball here and he's got an opportunity to lace one at goal. Gino Izzo takes his place in midfield. Phil originally fakes a shot. The ball goes through the wall, it's into the back of the net, and that's Phil's first goal from a free kick for the team. The adage of a team going 2-0 down in the first half definitely played true for Reading as they're working the channel here. They're starting to click into gear here, as you're about to see, with a cross that eventually comes in. They show some strength to hold off some of our players before a cross comes in. It's flicked away by our defence, but only to Reading. There's still a bit of danger as the ball is floated back towards one of their players. The pot shot is wide of the mark and we still have a 2-0 lead. The first half, though, on the whole, was a good 45 for the team in red, and as we do well to defend our lines here, Danny Setiowan and Leon are very, very quick on the counter here, as they've got lots to aim at. Danny is free on the right-hand side, but Leon goes for the goal himself. It's wide of the mark, and perhaps he should have cut it back for Danny. And as you're about to see here though, we didn't have to wait long into the game for that to be corrected with our next attack. The left hand side here sees a throw in after a loose Reading pass. Stuart Stannard, who's about to come into frame, has the ball and he works the line. You can see a shadow here as he pings it into an area. Phil does well to win the header. Leon nutmegs it through the Reading player. He this time cuts it back to Danny. Danny has a simple tap in. The team have a 3-0 lead and it's a well worked goal. It was now time for the defence to earn their bacon as Reading push again. As you can about to see here, there's a loose pass into a dangerous area. Reading win the ball and Jack is quick out to goal to smother the shot and then collects it the second time of asking. The last action of the first half sees Jack called into action again as Reading work the channels from a throw-in. The ball eventually comes out as they look to work the middle again. There's a lot of time and patience here as Reading take another shot. Jack, though, his big frame, he's able to catch the ball with the shot, meaning we take a 3-0 lead in the half-time. What Reading would have planned for was an early goal in the second half, and about 48 minutes onto the clock, their wish was received. A long ball floated over the back line here is collected by their forward player. There's a player running into the box and the ball's cut back. There's a calm finish into the corner, meaning that Reading have a way back into the game to start the second half. Starting the stronger of the teams in the second half, Reading should have added to their lead just minutes later to really make a game of it here. From another throw-in down the side, we're holding our line, but there's an eventual cross that gets cut in. The ball gets pinged across from about 8-9 yards out. The player misses the target from point-blank range. With the team having a few sloppy moments as we're trying to get some type of calm into the game here, we did have one outlet in the second half, and it starts when Gino Izzo picks up the ball here after Collins Akemchi. We do win the ball back with George Holloway in midfield. Danny plays in George, and then George dinks in a pass to Leon. Leon then frees Phil, who's got acres to run into. The shot though is wider than mark and we can't extend our lead further. Reading again have another opportunity to attack, and this is pretty much what the game was in the second half. We're trying to keep our line. Reading are pressing well to obviously force a second opportunity to get into the game. They this time appeal for a penalty, but the ref's not having it. We really did have to earn our stripes in this game as a defensive point of view, with Reading pretty much putting the squeeze on us for most of the second half here. This was typical though of our performance in the second half here, with Reading trying to work tight areas in and around the box. We do though clear our lines on most occasions, and we usually had an out ball in the second half with Leon running onto, well on this occasion, running onto a shot. But as he looks up, he's got Danny in support, and Danny's shot eventually, poor lad, he runs about 80 yards and the shot is wide of the mark. Reading again have another opportunity, and it's starting to become a familiar pattern as the commentary wears on in the game. From a set piece, the ball's butt over our defensive line here. The player wins the ball and Jack makes a big strong save at the near post and collects again. Time for a reprieve at the other end of the pitch, and this time we've got Paul Hatfield running onto the ball. He's got Leon down the right channel here. He's got Phil on the other flank and Phil in support here. Leon decides that he's going to take his man on. He finally sets up onto his left foot, pings in across to the back post, and Phil has a header at goal, and it's well saved by the Reading goalkeeper and out for a corner. We've brought on Owen Jones with some fresh legs up front, and as you're about to see here, Owen has his first opportunity in the game. It starts when George Holloway collects the ball and does an outside of the boot pass. Reading's defenders don't clear it and there's pressure on Owen's back. Owen takes a speculative shot that on another day could have looped him. And there's more good defensive work here as you're about to see. There's a cross that starts with Reading and it goes back to their player on the other side. We do clear our lines, and then again we hold our lines well. We do clear on the third time of asking, but it just shows our defensive work again. And more defensive work for the team. It's always good to rep the defenders in the game, and it starts when Reading do win the ball back in midfield. We're not able to get the ball up our feet quickly enough, and there's another ball in over the top. Vince is very, very quick here on as a substitute to clear the ball with an interception. Now it's Reading's opportunity from a set piece again, and the stables are being built for the team at the back. We're looking to obviously do a lot of defensive work, and we clear our lines again. From the right again, Reading have a throw in, and it's become an absolute onslaught of a barrage as they look to get back into the game. There's a long throw into the penalty area. The ball comes out to their player and Jack makes another important save. The ball is now high up in the air and we're looking to win back possession of the ball, which Gino Izzo does well. He plays in the ball over the top to put some pressure on Reading's defenders. They turn left and play the ball down the line, but it's picked up by Paul Hatfield. Hatfield sees the keeper off his line and tries a dink, and it's not too far wide from causing issues. Gaps have begun to open for Reading as they're pressing and pressing and pressing. They're slowly running out of steam as our defensive line has done excellently throughout the game. Paul here is exploiting space in midfield. He plays the ball to Scott Terry, who gets it onto his right foot, and he flashes a shot wide of the goal. With the game wearing on, Collins Akemchi, who was our man of the match for the game, had a spectacular game at right back. He does very well here to win a tackle. He then gets dragged down for a foul and their player then goes in on him. He then kicks out at Collins before there's a bit of a scuffle with George Holloway pushing the man. There's a bit of a coming together with both teams, and referee Rob Peel's got a job on his hands to clear the ruckus. Late in the day, there's one final opportunity for Reading to get back into the occasion, and it starts here where their player Monty Bowles has the ball in midfield. He plays the ball in again over the top of our line. Reading run onto it and there's a cut back across goal, but it's unable to reach a man, and that is all she wrote. With the full-time whistle blown, the team outlasted consistent pressure by Reading United in the second half to see out an excellent 3-1 victory on home soil to book our spot in the third round of the County Cup, with first half goals by Leon Mannion, Phil Newport and Danny Setiyuan, seeing the team progress and delivering Reading their first loss of the season. Next up for the squad, we switch gears completely as at long last we're finally able to begin our Saturday League season, with the team competing in the East Berkshire Football League's Premier Division, with a trip to Pundit FC waiting for the team in our maiden Saturday voyage. Until next time, as ever, believe the hype.